Hello there, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And welcome to another episode of Premier League Predictions Match Review. Now, there's a lot of things to talk about, such as the VAR, you know, another record broken, some shocks and surprising. There's a lot of things to talk about in this video. So, yeah, let's just quickly run through them and then if I'm not that busy later on today, I might do a match preview to the RB Salzburg game that will kick off on my birthday, which is tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a live watch along because I'm gonna go for a birthday party, hang out with my friends and family, so no live watch along. But if I got time, maybe I'll watch the game with my friends and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on what happened in that game tomorrow. So make sure you guys, so I'll let you know on my social media um if I'm gonna do a match reaction to that game tomorrow or not. So make sure you stay tuned. But let's focus on this video first before I talk about those ones. So before we get started, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new. Make sure you smash a like if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you share this video so that they can give their thoughts on what happened this week's Premier League predictions, and make sure you hit the bell notification so that you never miss any of my YouTube content. So without further ado, let's do the review of what happened in this last weekend's Premier League predictions on match day 13. All right, so the first game sorry, let me just move this by the way. Yeah, was the early kickoff at lunchtime, and it was Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. Now, shockingly, Nottingham Forest stunned Liverpool. I mean, what is going on with Liverpool? I mean, I did tell you guys before the season starts that Liverpool struggle, and people thought I was deluded. You're saying that because it's pre-season. Look at that. Yeah, three losses, yeah, and those were away from home. Nottingham Forest, Man United, and Arsenal. Three losses away from home. You know, they're still unbeaten at Anfield, but away from home they're terrible, absolutely terrible. And Nottingham Forest stunned them. Like, what is going on with Liverpool? Like, is Sadio Mane losing Sadio Mane is a big loss, or is it the fact that Jurgen Klopp is not changing the system, and or maybe these players are just not doing well for Liverpool? Like, is it the players, manager, or the board or the system that's making Liverpool not to do well this season? Because remember, I put them in second place, yeah, before the season starts. But when I look at the preseason, yeah, I thought to myself, nah, you know what? I don't think Liverpool will be in the title race. I think they'll be in the top four race. But if I see Liverpool, yeah, not continuing like this year, I don't think they'll finish in the top four. And I don't think anybody would expected that, especially what we seen last season, where they were just 1 point behind Manchester City, so close to winning the title, but instead they didn't. You know, I mean, Jurgen Klopp needs to sort this out because losing to a bottom side, Nottingham Forest, away from home is difficult. Yes, I said the City ground is a difficult place to go to, but Nottingham Forest ain't been that great this season. But the fact they just beat Liverpool, you know, they're out of the bottom three for now. So Liverpool only have themselves to blame. If I was a Liverpool fan, I would only place Alisson because let me tell you something. Yeah, if it wasn't for Alisson, yeah, Liverpool would concede more than one goal. It could have been maybe four or five. Nottingham Forest could have put four or five past Liverpool, but instead they only put one. Nottingham Forest had five big chances, five. But they have to thank Alisson for that. He's the only player who can keep his head up high. The rest of them was shocking. You know, Jans for the man of the match, and I thought he was absolutely superb. The tackles, the blocks, he was absolutely superb in the midfield for Nottingham Forest. Dean Henderson is another one who I could give praise to because he made save after save after save, including the Alisson late one, like he did against. Like remember, he scored that against West Brom to make it 2-1. He could have scored a late equalizer, but Dean Henderson managed to save that. So Dean Henderson was absolutely superb, and he deserved to keep that clean sheet. So well done to him, but well done to the players, the managers, and the fans for exposing Liverpool and stunning them. Because nobody, not even me, would have thought that Nottingham Forest would beat them. But the fact that they did shows you that the season's not over yet. Nottingham Forest need to keep this up if they want to stay in the Premier League. So they need to keep this up. But what a win, what a performance for Nottingham Forest. For Liverpool, is back to life, back to reality. Big win against Man City, a lucky win against Everton, but now a loss against Nottingham Forest. Like, there's something going on with Liverpool that I just don't get as a Chelsea fan. I really don't. But Liverpool need to keep this up, otherwise Jurgen Klopp and the board is in serious, serious trouble. So yeah, unfortunately, I got 0 points because I went for a Liverpool win instead of a Nottingham Forest win. So 0 points. Another 0 points is the Everton against Crystal Palace. I've gone now in that game that ended 3-0 to Everton. Now, of course, I got 0 points because I went for a Crystal Palace win, but Crystal Palace away from home, they're just not that great, aren't they? Like they did against Leicester City last weekend. Like, I don't know what's going on with Crystal Palace. At home, they're doing well and they're winning, but away from home, they're terrible. Absolutely terrible. You know, you have to give Everton credit because nobody, not even me, would have predicted Everton will win because in the last couple of games they haven't been that great. But big up to the Chelsea legend Frank Lampard for exposing, Patrick Vieira, get another win against him like he did last season, you know, and yeah, like Right. So yeah, Everton deserved that win because they were absolutely superb. And the goal scorers for that game was Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who scored the first time since I'm not sure how many months it is now. Then Anthony Gordon was having a really good he's starting to get really good for Everton, especially as a left winger scored. And then it was McNeil who scored in the 84th minute to ensure that Everton get the 3 points, the first clean sheet, and a win. So yeah, congratulations going out to Everton, to Frank Lampard. For Crystal Palace, they need to improve away from home because you got a win against Wolves, but now you just lost to Everton. Like seriously, man, they need to improve this away from. Otherwise, it can get worse for Crystal Palace, which I don't think it will. So, yeah. So that how the game ended 3-0. Yeah, Crystal Palace was terrible, but Everton deserved the win. They was absolutely superb. So well done to them. Right, the next game was Manchester City against Brighton. Now I've only got 1 point because I went for a 4-0 Manchester City win. And you know what, yeah? If I forgot who that player was. Let me just have a quick look because I remember, yeah, that the because Man City when it was 2-0 had that chance. They had that chance to make it 3-0 before Brighton scored. Um, yeah, we had Mahrez. Yeah, we had Mahrez had that chance to make it 3-0. And if he did score that, then Brighton would have scored, And I did say to you that Erling Haaland would score 2 goals, and that's exactly what he did. So after not scoring against Liverpool and who else? Well, yeah, that's basically it. He's getting back to scoring form. So yeah, Erling Haaland, I believe that's his 17th goal of the season. No, 15 goals, sorry. Yeah. No, that cannot be right. Oh, it's 15. Well, okay. It's either 15 or 17 goals in the Premier League. And so far, he's 6 away from equaling last season's goal debut, which is shared between Son Heung-min and Mo Salah. So I did tell you guys that even though he may not score against Liverpool, the next game he would get back to scoring form, which he did. So yeah, he scored 2 goals. But Man City haven't been really keeping clean sheets for the last 3 games, which is really disappointing. But that's why I went for 4-0. So listen, Man City got the win. After that loss against Liverpool, they're back to winning ways. And yeah, that's basically what happened. So when it was 2-1, we all thought that this could Man City ball it again, but Kevin De Bruyne is proving why he's such a best midfielder in the league, and why he's like Paul Scholes and Frank Lampard in the league. Like Kevin De Bruyne is getting there. He's getting there. What a brilliant strike from him to make it 3-1 and to maybe put this game to bed for Manchester City. So, yep, so they're back to winning ways. 3 points. They may concede one goal, but winning and getting the 3 points is all that matters. So, yeah, well done to Man City for that one. Right, moving on into the game, where I don't need to talk about this much because I said it in my match reaction on Saturday, and the game ended 1-1, and yeah, I went for Chelsea 1-0 because I was confident that we could get the win. Yeah, I was confident that Chelsea can get the win, but we were just so wasteful. We was wasteful. Of course, it was like tactical battle between Graham Potter and Eric Ten Hag. For the first 45 minutes, Man United dominated us. There was causing all sorts of problems, and also they'll just defensively weren't that great, other than Trevor Chalobah, who was, of course, my man of the match. So big up to Trevor Chalobah. 31 starts, none of them lost whenever he starts. So big up to Trevor Chalobah. Maybe he's the only player who can hold his head out high, and maybe Jorginho in the second half, not the first half. But the rest of them, Sterling wasn't that great, Aubameyang wasn't that great, Loftus-Cheek wasn't that great, Cucurella was terrible, like Aspie maybe all white, but that's all I can say. And Graham Potter, I think he should have done these substitutions early because he was white, but I think he should have done this in the 65th minute because it's still 0-0 and you want to win a game. If you want to win a game, you make the substitutes early rather than late. And for me, yeah, I didn't expect him to play a back three. I expect him to play like a back four. Go like with a 4-2-3-1, maybe like a 4-3-3, trying to expose Eric Ten Hag, which he didn't do in the first 25 minutes. When he brought on Kovacic, everything has changed. So I'm not saying that Graham Potter is at fault, but maybe if he would have started with a back four, and maybe if he would have done the substitutes early, maybe we could have won the game. But Casemiro scores a late winner, and it's going to be another game where we simply cannot beat Man United in the league, which is really disappointing. Really disappointing. So I don't know when is it going to change, but it's going to take a long time. Chelsea just don't. It's not the same. We just don't have creativity. We just don't do one in the final third, which is really disappointing. So I really hope that Graham Potter fix this because the more I see this year, the more I get worried. And that's why I told you guys that I don't want to say that Chelsea are back. The only way I can say that if Chelsea can keep this winning mentality, not win every single game, but try and put in a really good performance. The last three games we won that great. So that's why I don't want to say that Chelsea are back. That's why I don't want to say this because I knew if I say this, then this will tear me apart, and and I pretty much deserve it the way I said that Chelsea were back. So I just knew I didn't want to admit it. So yeah, 1-1. That's how this game went. So 0 points. Right, moving on into the next game, which I didn't think this will happen, but my goodness me, Aston Villa 4, Brentford nil. Like Aston Villa, for the first 50 minutes, scored three goals. Liam Bailey scored in the second minute, then Danny Ings scored in the 7th minute, and then Brentford conceded a penalty in the 40th minute, which Danny Ings scored. Like, I feel like this is the new manager bounce now. I don't think any Aston Villa fan would expect this. They really, really wouldn't. But my goodness me. And I think the manager for that one was the interim manager, Alan Danks. Well, caretaker manager, Alan Danks. Like, I mean, he was, could he, if he could keep this up here, maybe, just maybe, Aston Villa will allow him to be as the next manager because the Zach Steven Gerrard last week and they brought him Alan Danks and he starts off really well. he went for 4-2-3-1, and it basically worked because Aston Villa was absolutely superb in that game. And guess what? It could have been more than four. It really could have. Aston Villa had so many chances that it could have been like a high scoring game already under the caretaker manager. But listen, they scored 4 goals, and Ollie Watkins scored the fourth goal. Like Brentford was absolutely terrible in that game, absolutely terrible. It looks like they were just afraid of Aston Villa. They were just absolutely afraid. There was no press. The defending was poor. The goalkeeper was poor. Every single Brentford was player was poor. Like I would have thought that since the new manager, since we don't know what the new manager is going to be or the caretaker manager, I would have thought that Brentford is going to get the win. But I should have gone for an Aston Villa win instead because the new manager bounced. That's what I could have gone for. But instead, I went for 2-0 to Brentford. So unfortunately, I got 0 points. But if Aston Villa can keep this up here, maybe the Aaron Donks could be like the next manager for Aston Villa rather than the caretaker manager. So yeah, well done to Aston Villa. I didn't expect Aston Villa to score 3 goals in 15 minutes already. To already make a game over in a quarter of an hour. Like honestly, that was unbelievable from Aston Villa. So well done to them. So yeah, I got 0 points. Went for Brentford win of 2-0 when it's actually 4-0 to Aston Villa. So yeah, I got that wrong. The next game, boy oh boy, Leeds against Fulham. Now I would have thought that this game could be a draw because Leeds play well at Ellen Road, and yeah, Fulham they got a good win against who was it, Aston Villa, but I'm not sure if they're gonna do what at Ellen Road. But my goodness me, Jesse March is under some serious pressure right now. He really is because Leeds United deserve to win that game. They really deserve to win that game. They had so many opportunities to put this game to bed and to destroy Fulham. But once you don't take your chances, as I always say, the opposition will punish you. And that's exactly what Fulham did. They just punished um, Leeds United because they know that since they didn't put those chances away, they would just find a way to win, and that's exactly what happened. When Rodrigo scored the first goal of the game, every Leeds fan and Jesse March was celebrating, but it all came downhill because Alexander Mitrovic getting back to his scoring form made it 1-1, and we all thought that could Leeds United get back into this game, but unfortunately not because Beckham Reed has scored in the 74th minute to make it 2-1, and Leeds United fans weren't happy about it. Then when it was 3-1, Willian, the former Chelsea and Arsenal player, scored in the 84th minute, and every single Leeds fan was booing and calling out Jesse March and singing, "You're getting sacked in the morning." Like, honestly, man. And then Somerville made it 2-3, and then we all thought that could Leeds United get a point, which wouldn't be that great for them, but unfortunately they couldn't because Fulham defended for the last couple of minutes, and that's how that game went 3-2. I mean, seriously, Jesse March needs to really, really fix this up because if you look at the table, yeah, if you look at the table, Leeds United are into the bottom three because of that um who the West Ham faced. Oh, I can't remember. I'll have a look in a moment. Um, because I because ooh, because if West Ham, oh yeah, West Ham are playing today. Oh yeah, I forgot him. If West Ham win their game later on today, that means that Leeds United won't be able to catch them. So that defeat against Fulham will really, really hurt them. So I know that every single Leeds fan really wants Bournemouth to beat West Ham later on today, so that if they can win their next game and West Ham lose again, that means they'll be out of the bottom four. So they have to hope that West Ham drop points later on today. So yeah, but that defeat against Fulham is Jesse March is under some serious pressure, really under some serious pressure. So really bad luck to them, but really good result to Fulham. Back-to-back wins after a couple of defeats and draws, they're getting back-to-back wins. So well done to Fulham. So I got 0 points because I went for a draw. Now the other one. My goodness me, I don't know what's going on with this one. So many 0 points. Like, honestly, I don't know what's going on. Southampton against Arsenal. Now, this one, yeah, I should have gotten I shouldn't get 0 points at all. I shouldn't get 0 points. You know why? Because that referee ruined it for me. And it also ruined the Arsenal fans, but mostly ruined it for me. Because the one thing I don't get is that Arsenal had two penalties, which I thought it was a stonewall penalty. If you look at the first one, yeah, I forgot who was that Southampton player. Yeah, imagine if this was me and the player is standing in front of me. That player for Southampton, yeah, used two arms, grabbed like he was hugging and tussling with Gabriel Jesus, and then that brought him down. He was manhandling Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus went to the ground. When I saw that, I said it was a penalty. But what does the referee give? Nothing. And the VAR gave absolutely nothing. And the thing is that why in the Chelsea vs Manchester United game did the referee give a penalty to Chelsea after Scott McTominay fouled Brozier because he grabbed him and pulled his shirt down and that made Brozier went down and VAR agreed with that but couldn't give Arsenal that penalty on Gabriel Jesus. Like that's shocking, man. Absolutely shocking. Then the Bukayo Saka one, there is contact. Yeah, Bukayo Saka got to the ball and that Southampton player made contact with Bukayo Saka. Another penalty, but not given by the referee or the VAR. Like there's something going on with VAR and the referee. I just don't understand. And I keep on telling you guys, we've got the Premier League we've got the best league in the world, but we still got some terrible officials, such as the referee, the VAR. Like the FA needs to invest this and explain to every single Arsenal fan why those decisions weren't given. And maybe not to the Arsenal fans, maybe to the other fans as well, likes of Aston Villa, Chelsea, maybe Manchester United, Newcastle and all that stuff. They need to explain why those decisions did are not given. And then once we hear those explanations, maybe if we can see if we can agree what they're saying or not agree. Like seriously, man, I feel bad for Arsenal because in the first half they played really, really well. They should have put those. They should have made those. They should have been maybe 2-0, 3-0 up at half time. But once you don't put those chances away, then you know that worse things would happen. And Southampton punished them thanks to Shea Adams scoring that goal to make it 1-1. But for me, Arsenal deserve to win if the referee got made the right decisions, and maybe if they would have put those chances away too. So Arsenal dropped points the second time this season, but they're still unbeaten. Um, After that defeat against Manchester United, and they're still top of the table. But they need to make sure that Arsenal don't lose the next game, and because if they do, and Man City win the next game, then Man City will overtake Arsenal. So Arsenal need to win the next game, and so that they could potentially be top of the table before the World Cup, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but well done to Southampton. They deserve the draw because in the second half, like I said, they played really well. Could have been more, but Ramsdale makes some saves. The defending from Arsenal was a bit sloppy, but some of them were alright. So yeah, both. So a draw is fair on both teams. So 1-1 was the results, and I got 0 points. And then another 0 points. Wolves against Leicester City. Now I would have thought that Leicester City got a win against Leeds, which is good, but away from home, they just not been that great. But it looks like they got their first away win of the season, and that's against Wolves at Molineux. And I have to tell you, Wolves was absolutely terrible. Like this has got to be the worst performance and the worst defeat ever so far under the new man, under their caretaker manager. They were absolutely shocking. I mean, all of the goals from Leicester City was absolutely superb. Yuri Tillemans, oh my God, what a goal and what a volley! I feel like he done similar to Ruben Neves against Derby County in the Championship about 5 years ago. You know, the corner went in, the header clears, and then Yuri Tillemans volleys it into the top left hand corner, and boom, what a goal from Yuri Tielemans. Absolutely superb. And then Harvey Barnes scored another brilliant goal. A mistake from, I forgot who it was. He went past the defenders, sorts it in past Sarr to make it 2-0 in the 90th minute. And then James Madison proving why he should be in the squad. Again, similar to Harvey Barnes, went past the defenders, and scored on the top left hand corner. And Sarr should have done better, because if he would have saved that, then maybe that would have prevented going in. But he didn't save it. So yeah, James Madison, another winning goal from him, and I loved his celebration when he did this. When you're doing darts, you just put the arrow and then boom, bullseye. I love that celebration from James Madison. So yeah, and then Jamie Vardy scores his first Premier League goal this season. So that's good from him, because he hasn't really scored that much this season, but he scored his first goal in the 75th minute, and it was a tap in. So all of Leicester City's 4 goals against Wolves was absolutely superb. So, and they're out of the bottom three with that win. So well done to them. But for Wolves, worst performance, worst defeats in the season. So what's next for them? What is next for them after that defeat yesterday? So really, really bad luck to Wolves. But for Leicester City, huge win, 3 points and a clean sheet. So well done to them. And then moving on into another shocking and stunned result, which is Tottenham against Newcastle. Now, listen, I'm not shocked and stunned by this, but if I was a Tottenham fan, I'll be totally embarrassed, because losing to Newcastle ain't good enough. They expect it to be a really tough game because they know that Newcastle play well, but the fact that they conceded, but the way they conceded goals is absolutely shocking. Now, the first incident I want to talk about is the first goal for Newcastle, and I want to let you, I want to see what you guys think of that first goal. Do you think that goal should have been given or should have not? For me, I'm like 50-50. But I'll tell you this. The only way, yeah, that I see this not be a goal is that if Callum Wilson bumped Hugo Lloris that hard, and then Hugo Lloris fell down and hurt himself, then yes, maybe that should have been that goal should be disallowed. But guess what? The reason why I think it was a goal is because Hugo Lloris here made the mistake, and he didn't even fall down. He didn't allow the referee to disallow that goal. So I think it's Hugo Lloris' error that causes Callum Wilson to score. So for me, that goal from Callum Wilson should have stood. So thank goodness for the VAR and the referee to allow that to happen. So yeah, Callum Wilson, he hasn't been scoring a lot this season. Scores against Tottenham to make it 1-0. And then Almiron. Oh my goodness me. That I mean, in his last 5 starts, he scored 5 goals. Like, could it be Newcastle's best player of the season so far? Because I'm telling you, Almiron is having a time of his life as a Newcastle, and I think that every single Newcastle fan is happy to see him starting. Sorry, sign him. From that club, they'll be so happy. Almiron is absolutely superb as a Newcastle player. 5 goals in 5 games is unbelievable. Like, if he can keep this up here, maybe Newcastle could be the team who finished in the European stages. And if you look at the table as I'm recording this right now, Newcastle are now into the top 4 since Chelsea and Manchester United drawn their game, and since Newcastle scored more goals than Chelsea this season, they're into the top 4. So I mean, could Newcastle finish in the Champions League this season under Eddie Howe? Like, that would be absolutely amazing. And I'll have to big up the Newcastle fans, the owners, and everyone for making this club getting back the way it should be. And what an absolute turnaround this would be from last season, where Steve Bruce was the manager and they sacked him. What a turnaround this could be if Newcastle finish in the top 4. For me, I don't think they will. I really don't. But if they can do that, that'll surprise me and every single big six on the show that Newcastle finish in the top 4. So yeah, So that win against Tottenham, a huge win, takes them into the top four for now, as I'm recording this for now. When Harry Kane scored, we all thought that could Tottenham get back into it? The answer was no, because like I said, I expect this game to be difficult for Tottenham, and I just knew, and I just didn't want to go for a Tottenham win. I just knew it because that for me, I would totally disrespect Newcastle. That's when for a draw, why didn't they win? For Tottenham, so it actually entered the Newcastle win, so I got 0 points, of course. So a huge wish for them, but are we starting to see the decline of both Antonio Conte and Tottenham? Um, we shall wait. We'll have to wait and see. So, but for me, I still think Spurs will finish in the top four. But if they carry on like this year, then Antonio Conte will be under some serious pressure for Tottenham. So they need to get back to winning ways. Otherwise, it's some serious trouble. So that's basically it. So another loss for Tottenham, another huge win for Newcastle. So well done to them and into the top four, like they said. So the next game is Southampton against Bournemouth. That kicks on later on today. So I'll tell you guys what happened for that game tomorrow as soon as I can. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. And after all that, I got 1 point, and that was for the Man City against Brighton one. The rest of them, yeah, that's got to be my lowest point ever in this series because my most point is 10, but my least is 1. So this got to be the lowest one ever in this series. So yeah, hopefully the next prediction I'll get more than 10 points. More than 10 points because that's my target from now to the end of the season to get more points than my previous one, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's got to be my lowest one, 1 point. So that's basically it. So good luck, but hopefully the West Ham vs Bournemouth game. Hopefully, I get 3 points so that I could um not get the lowest one. So we have to wait and see. So that's it, guys. That is what happened in this week's Premier predictions on game week 13. So good luck to West Ham against Bournemouth. Let's hope that West Ham do get a win and get me the 3 points. And so that it will can make me happy before my birthday. So that's it, guys. That's the end of this match reaction to the Premier League Game Week 13 predictions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, if you are new, hit the subscribe button below. Hit the bell notification so that you never miss any of my YouTube content. Make sure you smash the like if you enjoyed this video, and make sure you share this video so that they can go for it and see how many points they've got over Game Week 13 Premier predictions. So make sure you guys do that. So I've got to wash off. I've got plenty of things to do on my birthday. So maybe I'm not sure if I'll be able to upload videos today and tomorrow, or maybe even this week. But I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know if I can or if I can't. So I'll let you guys know on my social media. So thank you guys so much for watching. Look after yourselves. Take care. And as always, peace.